See you. Brief hiatus. Back from a trip to LA. Seeing someone. For those of you that don't know, not sick in terms of mental health, like Marilyn Manson, I was going to see, or Amber Heard, or one of the Jenner sisters, or Armie Hammer, if the allegations were true. I mean, someone who's ill with an autoimmune disorder. They just got their MRI today, and they're waiting for the results. I got them IVIG therapy, which is plasma therapy to block IgG antibodies. It's new plasma. It binds to them, or it provides more IgG. They're healthy ones. Anyways, it's supposed to help with your immune system. I've never been approved for it, hence I don't really know exactly how it works since it doesn't matter. But lo and behold, I pretended to be a doctor, called her general practitioner, or as her general practitioner, calling the specialist, saying that someone from the plasma infusion center, the sales representative, called our office by accident to verify something to get her approved. And I said, oh, I think that's someone else. So I called on her behalf to the actual specialist as a doctor and said, this is really important, so I want to make sure this gets done. And then that kind of pushed the bureaucracy of all the people in the back end office to call the doctor, to clarify, to ask the person that approves like prescriptions for like major things that cost like otherwise tens of thousands of dollars a month. They needed some chart information, whatever. And it was just like a backlog. And I got it done for her. I'm the one that convinced her to go back to her old doctor that was no longer taking her insurance to try to get a prescription or at least an approval for reinstatement, because she had just gotten dropped by her IVIG plasma center, stating that even though she was no longer with that doctor's office for over a year, it had just dropped off, the actual prescription. And she had no one to renew it because she wasn't with them anymore. And technically, she went into the doctor's office as a cash payment person. And then she used her insurance with the infusion center separately, which is unusual. So, wonderful news. Great to see it. Happy to make people feel better. It's really my only purpose in life is to entertain. And then hopefully, Schadenfreude, kind of like by proxy. I tell you how bad things are, and you feel better about yourself in juxtaposition by comparison. Why use a $10 word when a 10-cent word is just as good? By comparison, my hope is that my trials and tribulations make the fact that you're waiting for your payday advance on the same day you got paid because you have to pay back the other one, and you're in this never-ending loop, that even though you're in that situation, it's Chili's tonight. You're going out with the boys. Chicken finger platter. That waitress that you thought was dating that guy, but they broke up, and her eye is swollen, so you're a little worried about making a move because he might kill you, but at the same time, odds are she's looking for that shoulder, and you'll never be that tough guy. She's never going to respect you. She wants to be treated like shit, but you could potentially get play as just being nice. Like maybe she'll give you a hand job and kind of look the other way. I thank you for being there for me. Because she's still dealing with the fact that she broke up with her boyfriend, out of like kind of derivative self-respect, the idea of self-respect. She has no self-respect, but she knows she's supposed to, at the behest of her friends, the doctors, the DA. There's a restraining order. You can't talk to him. It's like, I'm talking to him. He's not bothering me. Yeah, but you're making her job hard, Candy. Or Cynthia. Ashley? Yeah, Ashley, definitely. No one calls their kids Ashley anymore. Yeah, so yeah, the reason I haven't been streaming, it's earnings season. I have a thing I'm building, this project. I have compliance stuff I'm doing with the lawyers, health problems, hormone issues. My HCG didn't come today, so whatever. But I realized I didn't do something I was supposed to do, and I kind of just did it. But yesterday, in kind of the normal flow, I was also a maniac. I went to the gym at midnight, got stuff done, fought through the inflammation, realized that I have about 3 weeks before people start raising money again. August is really the travel season for the financial industry. It's a little bit slower. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's nervous to talk to institutions and ask them for money. When I was a teenager, I defaulted on one of your credit cards, but you know what? I'd love for you to write me a check for $72 million. I did use checks that had no money in the account to pay my phone bill when I was 18. I did apply for a credit card with your company. I did. And I made up the company. And you didn't care. And I did default and owe you American Express for 10 years. All true. But in the end, that is the way the world goes around. Hey, you're in a better place now. You're not this trust fund prodigal son. Well, I guess you always are. It's kind of like being a drug addict. You always are like a trustafarian in a way. Like, oh, the money's gone, but you were one, and that's why you the way you are. Yeah, exactly. It's like an alcoholic. I don't drink anymore, but yes, it's part of my story. What's made me who I am today. Yes, of course. That's what they say at the meetings. Hi, I'm Jacob Saunders. Hi, Jacob Saunders. Thank you. I'm Jacob Saunders, and I am an alcoholic. Also, where are the donuts? Thank you. And can someone sign? I just need a signature, and I'll tell you about. I don't like blowing into that thing in my car. I get a little dizzy. Does anyone feel that way? It doesn't work sometimes. Like, what if you're late to an appointment? And you're like, to turn on your, the thing when you have a DUI. There's a little hose in there, and you have to blow into it, and then if your blood alcohol level, it's ridiculous. It would be really cool if it actually sent a message to the police, and that you instantly get another DUI if it fails. That's the way it should be. It shouldn't just be for protecting people on the road. It should be ensuring the police department and the DA's office reach their quota. It has to be a symbiotic relationship. It has to be fun. You have to think about, like, should I swoosh with this Listerine for 45 seconds and not use water and then try that? Is that a good idea? People putting pennies in their mouths or late to a dentist appointment. I'm trying to beat this. They say that if you put pennies in your mouth, it's like the alkaline changes. You can beat a test when there's those checkpoints. In Malibu, I would just speed up into the hills because I would go to dinner and have a couple drinks, and there's always be those Malibu is like a dry town. And yet they constantly are persecuting people with these checkpoints. I'd go up into the hills in Zuma and try to go around it. And I just was nervous. I was like, I've had like 3 glasses of wine. I don't know. I'm perfectly fine. I seem, but like maybe the test says I'm not fine. The idea, like if they think you're impaired, if they have suspicion, they didn't run these tests, and they're like, well, I went to school. How long was the course for you knowing whether someone's impaired by like how they touch their nose or what have you? And it's like, well, I don't think that you're actually, the below zeros. I don't think you're actually drunk. I think from alcohol, I think you are under the influence of something. Like life, I'm just happy. You know what I mean? Jolly. Never take those tests. Yes, you get arrested, but they take you to court and you beat it at court. You never take the tests. Tests are highly, highly questionable. There's that great video of this kid who just has like an alternative personality, and they bring him to the police station, blows zeros, and they're like, we still think you're under something. He's completely coherent. He's been the same disposition the entire interrogation, from the street to the arrest at the police. They want to take him to the hospital to like draw blood. I don't know what state this is in. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And it's just like, well, you don't like look like a guy that listens to Joe Rogan, you know? You don't like, do you have graphic tees? Or like, why aren't you wearing one, bro? Like, you know, it's weird. Like, people are different. They're quirky. They're odd. And the idea that you have to be persecuted for it. There's people in finance that like are weird people. They don't do well with raising money. They're incredibly talented. But they're not good at like being normal. So they can come across as odd. Yeah. And, you know, that's... you have people like this where they put on like a mask for that end. Like, I don't think the emotional intelligence of, say, like Elon Musk was perfect. He learned how to be that way. I think the most Aspergian person uses first principles and like applies, how do I get the money? And they just become this other thing. But I don't know. Like, you have to be good. Like, it's so, you know, sequential. Like, oh, cute anecdote. Go now. How is your daughter doing? I hear only closeted homosexuals and cocaine addicts go to Yale. Ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You just gotta like put on this face. It's the hardest thing to do. Judging you. Also, everyone's committing this like general sense of fraud because there's this underlying assumption that you can duplicate your results, and you don't know whether you can, and you don't want to lose their money, and you have to like convince. Well, no, anything can happen, but we have a track record. I'm fairly confident, and it's like you're lying. You're not confident. You're a nervous Nelly. You're constantly worried about imploding. You want me to beat the market and have no drawdowns? Instantly when they write you the check or they wire you the money, they sign the subscription agreement, instantly you're nervous about drawdowns and having to tell this person. It's such a brutal game. I'd love if the quarterly reports for businesses, if SEC approves this new biannual reporting, if hedge funds will do the same thing. I would come in my pants. One of my biggest like pet peeves is the drawdowns, is telling people and explaining to them, I made 37% last year, risk adjusted. I don't need to hear you tell me why don't I have money that. It's impossible. You have to have drawdowns to have big returns. Otherwise, you're hedged and you lose the upside. Can you imagine being like my friend who had a bunch of Wells Fargo ETFs, or Wells Fargo was managing the ETFs? She didn't make any money in like 2024 when the S&P 500 was at like 28% or whatever it was. It's like, bruh. What are you doing? Like, why is that happening? It's because you're over-diversified. You're over-diversified. You're hedged. It's so boring. You know? It's incredibly boring. You gotta fucking go for it. 4 positions. Directional. No hedges. Leopold Aschenbrunner. Dude, the guy's a venture capitalist. All his positions are correct, sort of. He's learning. This is what happens when you give a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old $5 billion. They get a little overzealous. They go 4x leverage. They don't hedge. He's learning on the job. We've all been there. You gotta hedge. If you're levered, you have to hedge. Okay, but if you're not levered, I'd say consolidate, pick your direction, up or down, and go for it. Bausch Health, FINMA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. That's I think the common safe. I think a double is very like confidence interval is like 75%. Like that's impressive. You have the decay of the time value of money. It's like, when is this going to happen? That's where people like trade in and out of stocks and achieve alpha outside of hedging. You have a core position that beats the market, and then you have this like kind of trading ATM machine. So, you know. Mm-hmm. I have this giant monitor behind me right now. It looks a little daunting. I kind of want to stay with 22-inch monitors. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's a little big. It's the stand doesn't quite move. I don't know how I feel about it. I'd like its profile to be lower. It's a little unnerving. That being said, my friend in the other room says that I'll get used to it, but we'll see. I don't know. It's really crazy how much time you spend in front of a monitor, but really the only way to make money, the real money, is getting out there in the real world and meeting people, doing deals. I was given a oil field, Wilkinson Barron Basins in North Dakota, South Dakota, somewhere around there, that was distressed, and I created an entire investment portfolio for someone else to look at that does nuclear power plants. And they decided to do the deal. They gave me a finder's fee of $200,000. Just like I did a weekend of due diligence. Pretty awesome. I just passed along to someone that knew about this stuff better, or my senior, and they were really nice to me. I've done some work before for people. They bring me in as a consultant, and they stiffed me. Like I have one instance where I get a guy $6.8 million in loans during COVID for his businesses, where the loan to value for the actual equity, the buildings should be lower considering their use case. And it's not a turnkey if you were to go bankrupt, but he had a negative $700,000 a month carry. He was down to his last like $800,000. So yeah, I got him that at 6.5% or something like that. Everyone, all the hard money was like 12 to 20%. So, yeah, I securitized his book. So he had his subscriptions, which were account receivables with a forward discount, and I like brought them back based off like how much money he made. He makes a lot of money, and he stiffed me. He was supposed to give me like, I don't remember, like 3%, something like that, yeah. So, and he fired his like childhood best friends that were like knew him way longer than I did. And he fired them to save money, like $10,000 a month. And I was like, I understand like times are tough, but if someone makes you money or provides you a bridge, why would you do that? If you want friends, get a dog. Is it there? You see it? Yeah, it's there. You see it. Yeah. If you want friends, get a dog. So true. So true, friends. Truer words have never been spoken. Let's see. Let's go to the news. God, this monitor is just such a big fucking thing. I'm pretty sure I don't want it. I'm pretty sure. If you saw it looks like the Death Star. It's like behind this. It looks just like it's not for me. It might just need to be lower. Like it's sitting too high. I need to like make it lower. But all the stands have like a set limit. You can't go too low. I want it like an inch off the table. I could make that work. I don't know. I don't know whether to return it or keep it for another time. I don't know. Bro, Leopold. Yeah, it's weird. Like they're brother and sister. So crazy. Leopold's, is that an AI picture? Where'd she go? His dinner jacket's so there's no way that's real. Is that a real? He's so young to get married. It's so odd. Trump today. Reporter, does this mean talks with Iran will not resume? Trump, I don't care. They can talk, but I think they're wasting their time. They're a bunch of lying guys. My whole life, that's all I do is deals, and I deal with these guys. I say this is from a different school. They're liars, they're cheats, they're sick people. Frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. I don't like these people. Yeah. Roy Cohn, never denied till you die. Let's see. I feel bad that the kid from... It's not... Darn, no. It's called the Grand Budapest Hotel. He's a pedophile in the new Chris Hansen movie with Robert Pattinson. Like, he didn't do anything, and it's like, okay, I'm just going to, like, hope I get another role. And he gets one, and it's a pedophile with Robert Pattinson, though. I mean, you are acting next to Robert Pattinson, but you're a pedophile. And they thought that you'd be good for that. There was a guy, I watched the video of Chris Hansen interrogating him, and he's eating pizza calmly. And Chris Hansen asked him, did you bring condoms? And it says here that you were bringing condoms. And the guy didn't bring condoms. And the guy kind of was like, I just wanted to meet her, see what's going on. I didn't intend for that. You just meet people, you talk, yada, yada, yada. I don't know that he intended to actually do something inappropriate with a minor. Maybe eventually, but I think he wanted to, like, build rapport. So contributing to the delinquency of a minor or inappropriate sexual, like, I don't know that that's the case in that instance, in the instance of that visit or that, trip. And he kind of, so you think about it, it's like, scumbag-ish, yeah, yes. I think, yes. Sure. But legally, I don't know. I'd love to follow up on that case, because it's like, he didn't really bring the thing that would indict you. Maybe contributing to delinquency would be a thing. Maybe alcohol. But he didn't bring that either. A lot of the guys bring condoms and alcohol. He didn't. I'm just saying, it's just as a thought experiment. I'm not condoning his behavior. I'm saying it's like, oh, maybe he actually had no intention this time, but he was like wanted to, what do you call that? Groom? Yeah.
Assists in evacuation and proceeds to the food window. Upon seeing no one inside, he moves on. Towards the Twin Falls Visitors Center. He is seen by people inside who evacuate the store.
I don't like Uber Technologies because my thought was always that Uber would replace the drivers and the take rates would be better than the current contracts for operating the fleet through third parties like Waymo. They're not. In fact, I'd argue the leverage position is Waymo, which is already operating on its own through the Waymo app. So you're in this really weird position where I think margins actually contract for Uber. And $75 a share is about fair value. So I don't like that. Taking shrooms at Disneyland? Bro.
Oh God, he's gonna break all the stuff. I don't think
so. It was like a Small World ride at the rafts. He's like naked running around the set. Bay. I need a yacht. What am I doing talking to you guys? I should focus on my yacht. Acquire yacht. Disappear. AI browser? Interesting. God, there's so much shit. Oh, it's getting so intense, man. It makes you feel retarded, like you're just deferring all this remedial work to a robot, and you realize that most of your work is remedial, and that the sense of accomplishment you have from these epiphanies is actually required to go through the remedial work, and you're just kind of like thinking throughout the day, oh, this would be a good idea, but you're not in it anymore. The robot's doing everything, so you get no really substantive ideas, and you're not getting that like counter, like that's already been made, this is already happening. You're not going through it. So I feel like the epiphanies get smaller. And ultimately, I think like all those dystopian futures in Blade Runner where there's like one company, the company, like in Wayland Enterprises, there's the company. Or, you know, there's like one super Google and that's it. Google consumes Tesla. You know, something like this was one company. And yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, there's no hiding or like anymore. Everyone's gonna know everything about you. That's the one disturbing thing. You have no privacy. You opt in, you're fucked. You know. So ETFs are interesting. Like the ETF of digital products. What were they called? They're called like OpenSea, Rarible.
Micron could definitely go lower. I don't usually look.
You look at how much money is still moving through here. I don't know whether it's real, like whether this is synthesized for tax purposes or money laundering. But there's definitely there's like millions of dollars being moved through OpenSea every day. Possibly more. Let me see Rarible. This will come back again. NFTs are not done. I was thinking like ETFs, like these. I was like kind of conflating two ideas maybe, but the marketplace for these digital art pieces. It's very interesting. Okay. Dude, bro, what? Let's see something here. I'm checking my old NFT account. weird. Okay, hold on. I have to go through my log in with my Ethereum. There we go. Only took 8 tries. Bet. Bro, what? Oh, it's not there. Hold on. Oh man, hold on, let me think about this. Bruh. Oh. Come on. Oh. What's going on? Was the accusation with Kawhi Leonard that someone paid him under the table like Joe Smith of the Timberwolves? Like that you have a lower salary against the cap, but then they give you like business interests or something. And this deal is agreed to on paper somewhere. And if they were to renege on it, what are you gonna do? Nah, what are you gonna do? You know. Bro, I don't even know. Maybe. Is that even a thing? I'm not getting a code. I don't like that I'm not getting a code. rareable. Oh. Now I see. Now I see. Other stocks are in Tarsus. We'll see. Twilio turning a corner. Maybe. There's gonna be an influx of sector rotation from like purely software plays with like moats, like technical ecosystem moats, with data and other things. I don't know what I feel like Salesforce isn't going anywhere. It's hard to keep up with that stuff. They're going to come up with more ideas, and your seat fee for your sales team is very small. Sales, maybe that goes down. Maybe it's carved in half. I don't know if something goes away. Digital product development. Hardware, then your phone and AI agents, and what is the product you're building other than like you're electing to bifurcate the app store and create like an actual device that's your own. It can't be downloaded to your phone. It is your own AI agent. It's like its own standalone LLM. It's small, or it like literally the app store will be destroyed by like these things. Like we're going to take these new AI products, hardware products, that are going to go business to consumer and I guess business to business. We're not going to put them where you think we're going to put them. They're not going to be software based. We're going to destroy the app store. Yeah, let me just try that. Leopold likes wide wide lapels. I do respect the man that likes a wide lapel. It's this thin red line between looking like a magician and looking stylish or kind of unique, because everything now is like this medium, thin spo for men, like sprayed on pants. Bespoke means tight. So to have that like borderline Joe Pesci, My Cousin Vinny thing going on, it's like 3.5 inches is kind of like the nice spot. When I saw the Duke of Windsor and I saw Prince William wearing like a suit supply like suit with like the tiny lapels, it's so unbecoming. It's so disgusting. It looks awful. There's nothing regal about it or royal. But you say like, why do you care? Why would you have your tailor make that for you? Who thinks that looks good? Homosexuals? Twinks? It's not good. You want to be bold. Anyways. Alright. Val Kilmer's my real dad. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.